from the NewsChannel 5 network. This is Score on Business.
Hey, welcome to Score on Business. I'm Pete Hendricks. I'm your host today, an entrepreneur. Make sure to check out scorenashville.org. So we've got a lot of resources for you. So our first guest today, Don Baham, is president of Kraft Technology Group, which is part of the Kraft CPA family. They assist small and medium-sized companies in procuring and managing technology that best supports their business. So thanks for being here, Don.
Thank you, Pete. I appreciate it.
Yeah,
Thank you for having me.
You know, I'm a big believer in entrepreneurs working with MSPs like Kraft. It allows them to focus on the key success factors for their business rather than technology. So how do you assist folks on this journey?
Sure. Well, you actually kind of mentioned our mission statement right there in that question.
Yeah.
And our mission is to empower our clients, small and medium-sized businesses, to leverage technology in a way that allows them to focus on their strategic goals for their business rather than the technology itself. And so we do that in a variety of ways. I think we have some unique strengths that we are able to leverage in order for our clients to be able to see that mission come to fruition. We are owned by, like you mentioned, a CPA firm, larger CPA firm here in Nashville, and we have a breadth of experience that we get to pull from resources within the CPA firm. We're also audited annually, so our services are independently audited, and that can attest to the fact that we say what we're going to do and we do what we're going to say, and we've got an independent report that proves that. And we also we focus on security with our solutions. So when we roll out a solution to a client, we're looking at not just the productivity and efficiencies that we can bring to a business, but also the security to that. And so that allows our clients to use it as a strategic advantage. And what I mean by that is, yes, we bring employee efficiency and productivity and the ability to do new things, but we also bring the ability for the business to stay online and operational, and stay safe from some of the attacks that are out there. Yeah,
which are becoming a huge threat.
They are. They are.
So let's use a case study.
Sure.
So, you work with a startup with a few employees and 2 offices, so they didn't have a large budget for computer systems. How did you approach providing for their needs at the lowest cost?
Sure. So whenever we work with the new prospect or prospective business, entrepreneur, small business, we start by asking a few questions. And so those questions are really geared toward understanding the business objectives, more so than specific to a particular type of technology.
Right, because technology, the different types of technology are tools in a toolbox to support the business. The business is what matters.
Exactly.
And I love when you're talking about putting the focus there, and that kind of draws from some of because you're part of the Kraft family, you know, there's a lot of focus on effective business within Kraft and with what Kraft as a whole does for customers. So I think that's really critical.
Absolutely. And I think we get to take a look at the bigger picture when we're proposing solutions and ideas, when we start asking those questions first. And so in this particular case, you know, we asked, okay, is the business in a startup or a transition phase? Of course it was. They're just getting off the ground last year. Are there multiple offices that we need to be concerned about? They're actually in multiple states. And is there a need for employees to work remotely? And in this case there was. Or there is. We also ask, again, going back to security, are there any specific security requirements that we need to be aware of? Are they operating in a regulated entity or industry of any sort? And so we asked a few questions up front. Based on those answers with this particular client, we were leaning towards a cloud workspace solution. And so let me explain that to you real quick, what a cloud workspace looks like. Essentially, it's your desktop, it's your operating environment in the cloud. So think of it as having the ability to work from your same desktop environment no matter what device you're using.
Right, or where you are.
So I'll give you an example. This morning, I'm in my home office, I open up my MacBook, I log into the cloud workspace, I open up Microsoft Word, and I start to type a document. I work on it for a little bit, half hour. Oh, realize I need to go to an appointment. I need to leave my home. I need to make it to the appointment. So I close my MacBook, I leave, I go to the appointment, and then I go to the office and I realize, oh, I left my Mac at home. That's okay. My information is in a cloud workspace. I will grab a PC at the office, log into the cloud workspace, and there's the Word document with a cursor blinking in the same spot.
Yeah.
So that
or even if that person went to the library and used a public computer, it would be the same thing.
Correct. And the nice part about that is not only does it provide flexibility, but it also provides security. That data is not sitting on the device that you're accessing it from. It's sitting in the cloud.
I think that makes so much sense. When you look at healthcare, of course, has protected data, and there have been some very, very big breaches and fines where somebody left a device on the train or wherever that had personal health information. With what you're talking about, there's nothing there.
Correct. There's nothing there. And even if you aren't dealing with protected information, it's the business's intellectual property. So in this particular case, with our commercial real estate client, they don't want somebody else to get their hands on their client information and their project information that they protect, and it's the lifeblood of their business.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Okay, so both offices were in different states, and they wanted the ability to collaborate as well as the ability to work from anywhere. And we've talked about the ability to work from anywhere, so talk about collaboration.
Sure.
And when you're explaining this, can you talk specifically to some of the collaboration tools like SharePoint or whatever? Yeah.
So as part of the cloud workspace solution, its inherent design is to be able to work from anywhere. So they have an office in Chicago, they have an office in Nashville, and they wanted the ability to work from both locations, their employees to be able to collaborate together from both locations, and they travel, work in different locations, hotel, airport. They wanted the ability to get all of their applications in one place and all their data in one place. Part of the way that you can collaborate is if you have a common source of information, and so that cloud workspace allows that. In addition, we built out an Office 365 solution for this client, and so whether they're in Chicago or Nashville or a remote site, their employees have the ability to use the productivity and collaboration tools that are built into Office 365 Enterprise. And so, as an example, as you mentioned, there's SharePoint. You can build a quick SharePoint team site, similar to an old intranet site, but team sites allow for quite a bit of functionality, sharing documents in OneDrive, posting company updates, certain articles that might be interesting to another employee. You can post through there. You can also, as an employee, if you're storing your information in Office 365, you can use a tool called Delve. And that's not something that everybody uses in Office 365, but if you have a subscription, go look at Delve. Delve actually allows you to delve into the information in your tenant and look at what everybody else is doing. That if they've publicly shared information within the organization, you can actually go out and see who shared what people are working on, who's collaborating on what document,
within the organization.
Within the organization.
You know, when I think about collaborating, a lot of times there's a document or a spreadsheet involved, and so there's an issue of keeping up with who did what.
Sure.
And I think they call that versioning. Those Microsoft tools have great versioning, correct?
They do have great versioning, in fact, and they also have real-time collaboration elements built into the products themselves. So you can actually have multiple users working in Word Online or even Word on the desktop at the same time, making changes at the same time, and you'll see those changes in real time.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, so that's built in that platform there.
Okay, so this client we've been talking about, they plan on fast growth and want the ability to grow quickly without pain, which is called scalability.
Sure.
How did you approach scalability for them?
Well, as with many entrepreneurs, they need to be nimble, right? They needed to start up quickly without a big cost, a CapEx cost, and they needed to be able to scale. And so with the cloud workspace solution, we're able to offer that. no big server to buy. If they need to scale, which they have, they've actually, since last year, they've added on some new employees. They have moved locations.
Okay. Hey, we are closing in on the end here, but I think you shared the important part.
Absolutely.
You built something that grows easily, which is one of the advantages.
It can expand as
cloud.
they expand.
Excellent. Don, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you, Pete. Appreciate it.
Okay. And ladies and gentlemen, we'll be right back.